Hello and welcome back. Sandy and Jesse Rodriguez team. Hope you all are having a great weekend and resting up. Don't forget now, take some time for yourself. Today it's going to be a rather short message, or I should say topic, theme to share with you for your comments and thoughts. The release of WordPress 3.6, the latest in WordPress version that was released not too long ago on the 1st of August. I heard about it this week, and I was on a webinar, and the gentleman conducting the webinar at the conclusion mentioned that WordPress 3.6 was out, and maybe he do a webinar on it. So when somebody of his caliber mentions doing a webinar on WordPress 3.6, that kind of stuck in my mind. So I just made a note and put one of those little reminders, a little stick-em, and say, maybe something I'd like to look into. Because we're in the process of, Sandy and I, of revising all of our, domains and making revisions. The theme is the 2013. In my opinion, it's pretty nice. Nice art to it. That's the default. But modern art, and I like it personally. I like it. So what I did, I went to their website, to WordPress.org, and one thing that I like to remind you, that WordPress has evolved. It started off it's a blogging. It's a more of using kind of people, just writing. But it has evolved in the years into others with some programming, and made it a full-fledged website with content and autoresponders. But that's not the way it originally came out to be, or was intended to be. So when I went to the website, I was surprised that they have an annual, what they call the State of the Word 2013, and that was held in San Francisco. And it's a streaming webinar, and from people throughout the world, either streaming, they log into it, they buy into I don't know what the price would be, but there were people in attendance from all over the world, and they have this annually in San Francisco, and they have webinars or workshops throughout the country during the year. So there's multiple. I was very surprised as to the following that WordPress has. And I shouldn't be surprised, but that there is so much information presented to us. And to me, it's free. That's what really mind-boggling. There's something free, and it, for all of us to use. And at the same time, I'll mention, towards the conclusion, that there are two actually websites, WordPress.org and WordPress.com. But more on that later. Excuse me. One of the features on the new release is what they call the HTML5. It's the hyperlink text language. And apparently everybody else had it, and it's more for video and audio. Well, that's now built into the new WordPress. It's got its own editor. Doesn't have to rely on external. And I remember now some months back, years, when Sandy and I were doing our own websites, that we had to worry or take into account the audio when we were going to have something that would play, that we had an editor for that audio. Now, the new release of WordPress 3.6 supports video and audio, the state of the art. And the menu editor is a lot easier to use. And some of the highlights that it focuses on blogging. Way back to the original, but with the state of the art. I'm doing it an injustice. I would recommend to all of you to go to their website. There's a video. You can either go up on the top on the tabs, go into blog, and you'll see a video presentation. So I'm doing it in injustice so you can see all the features. It's got autosave, and I believe it does an autosave every 15 seconds. I know for me that would be tremendous because I'm using my desktop, but every now and then, because I'm on a Wi-Fi connection to the router which we have upstairs, I lose connection. And with this built-in, I wouldn't lose a lot of the changes that I would have been making. Also, since Sandy and I worked together on a particular website, now it's got a feature where the two of us can be working at the same time and not interfere with each other, and each one of us has its own space, if you want to call it that. So both of us can be working on it, and both of our changes are being saved. So that's, I know in our audience, on our team, we have a gentleman that's into, as a developer, he likes to do that. He has hands-on. So the autosave, the focus on the blogging, and bringing it up to the state of the art on the HTML5. And like I mentioned to you, go to their website, look at it. Like I said, I'm probably doing it in injustice, and see what's new. Now, what I was pleasantly surprised to find that there is a WordPress.com, and they're both from the same source. Those that are working on the .org are also working on the .com. The .com is more for those people maybe on a low budget starting off. It provides for them. It's a self-supporting. They provide the hosting, and you wouldn't need anything else. It's a small price to pay, and if you want to have your own domain, there's also certain price ranges. So look into that. I was pleasantly surprised to find that. So an update on the new release for WordPress 3.6. Your comments and thoughts, and I encourage you to visit their website. That's WordPress.org. This is Sandy and Jesse Rodriguez team. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and take good care.